Hi, I just wanted to check in, let you know that I'm still alive and kicking. I found some really interesting things today and I thought I'd share them with you. I went to town trying to find milk, and I went to Clarkia, and they had one little teeny tiny gas station slash store, mostly beer and fishing supplies. So I drove on down, heading that same direction, heading south, and from my current location, and I came across this place that said Fossil Bowl, and I'm like, okay, let's check that out. So there is a motocross range down there, track, that goes up and over and around and under and through, and looked really exciting. And I talked to a guy on a dirt bike for a minute, and then he directed me up to another guy, and they gave me some information about the motocross. There's the next big race is on Labor Day, and I could be here for that, but honestly, I mean, I don't mind motocross, but it's not on my top 20. So I turned around. They told me where to go talk to the guy about digging for fossils. So I went up and I talked to him, and he works at the track, and he goes to his mine, his garnet mine, and hauls in garnets for people to look at and search and find through. And then he charges, I don't know, the couple in they had like a little sandwich baggie, and it cost him $40. And he had picked through and picked out the ones that he didn't think were any good for them, and threw them in another bucket. And he said that they will crush those, and his wife sells it as craft sand, which is awesome. And then they told me a little bit about the site that's right as you turn into the campground. There's a big factory, mine, processing center, and he told me that they mine for the gravel, the garnet gravel, and turn that into sandpaper and a plethora of other things that they do there, which is awesome. Bless you. That's Apache over there, exploring the great Northwest. Am I in the Northwest? Yes, I am. I'm in northern Idaho, so that counts. So they told me that the nearest place to buy milk was probably back the direction I came and beyond. So about 10 miles from here, 12, there's a little tiny town, and I don't even remember the name of it. But I stopped in there and I bought milk and some dog food, and I bought like 8 items, and it cost me $60. And it's not cheap. It was $5 for a half pint of ice cream. Very expensive, but that's okay. And they didn't have everything on my list. I need poop bags to pick up Apache's poop. I'm like, well, so where's the nearest Dollar General? And she's like, an hour either direction. You go back to St. Mary's or go on to Lewiston. I'm like, I don't want to go to that far. So I said, well, what about Wi-Fi? And she goes, oh, go across the street, see that big tall sign, go down that little gravel road, and to your left is the library, and they have free Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay. So I drove down this gravel road going, I'm just getting lost because, gravel roads. And sure enough, there's this little teeny tiny library, and I parked out in front and accessed their Wi-Fi and sent texts to everybody that I thought needed to know that I am alive and where I'm at. And so if I don't come out in a week or two, they'll know where to start looking for me. And updated some other information that I needed to do with Wi-Fi. And then I said, well, I bought ice cream. I need to come home and put it in the freezer. So yeah, I bought that $5 ice cream. And so we came back home. There are 3 other campsites that are being utilized right now. When I got here last night, nobody was here. And now there's 3. So I'm really glad I came when I did. It's first come, first serve, $12 a night. I'm reserved through the week. I can stay up to 14 nights. I might just stay here 14 nights. I might just really enjoy it. So anyway, this dig on fossils, it's all fauna. There's leaves, insects, and there was a third thing. I don't remember. but small things. And I said, so am I guaranteed to, you know, how much? And he goes, if you don't walk out of here with at least one, I will pay you $1 million, and I don't have $1 million. I'm like, okay, so they're everywhere. And that's when he told me that. I said, I didn't know that garnets and fossils were so close to each other. He says, no, I bring those in from my mind, which nobody can access. I'm like, okay, I get it. That's cool. So that's my plan for Wednesday. Monday, I'm going to go at 1 o'clock. I have a 3-hour reservation to go garnet hunting. I'm sure it's going to be a lot different than it was when we were there 20 years ago. But that's okay. That was Apache trying to get up the steps into the RV. We had a little bit of an issue today. You know the cattle guards that have the big metal things, not the people that stand there at the cattle guards and say cows could go through. That's not true. That's facetious. Anyway, it's metal bars that go across, and it prevents the cows from going through because they get their hooves stuck. And then, well, Apache got stuck. And she weighs, I think, 60 pounds. And I just picked her up by the front and the haunch, and I just whooshed her out because she got stuck. And I put her on solid ground. And I was like, okay, that was mom adrenaline, because I normally couldn't do that, but it did. We worked. She got out of the hole. And so I took a picture of her over by the sign. That was what we were going for. And so then I walked her along the outside edge so she didn't have to go over to the cattle guard again, and I didn't have to carry her. I have often thought that if we got into a situation, you know, am I strong enough? Yes, I would get her out of whatever situation she was stuck in. If she got in some rocks and couldn't get out or whatever, I would totally fireman carry her out and save her, because that's how important she is to me. But we're having a lot of fun up here. It's no Wi-Fi at all. So once this message is made, I'm going to turn off my phone, because I can't even recharge or recharge it, get the battery, recharge the battery. So everything everything's very primitive. That's the word. They have Volt toilets here, but I have my own toilet. So yay. I'll be using that. There's little teeny tiny ants crawling on the dirty table here. But I'm going to flip the camera. You can see behind me, obviously, that I'm in the trees. And I have insects on me. Yum. All right, so anyway, it's gorgeous up here. It's quiet. There's no music because there's no Wi-Fi. That is something that I will remedy when I get back to Idaho. Andrew bought me a little boombox kind of thing, and I can put batteries in it and play CDs if it's too quiet, because sometimes too much quiet is not good for my brain. I had strange dreams of giraffes in Santa Claus outfits, and pack rats with marsupial faces, and it was just really, really strange. So sometimes dreams are weird and silence is bad. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so that's where we are. Isn't it gorgeous? Can you smell it? It kind of smells green. It smells peaceful. And there's my truck. And there's my RV. And there's the road. That road leads out. And there's the sunset on the trees behind me. I really enjoy living in my camper.